Live from the historic Ham Building in St. Paul, it's the Haberdasher's Couch. I'm Kendrick, inviting you to the show, starring Heimie and Dorset, featuring Todd Walker, also featuring Amy Charlo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Heimie. It's Todd About Town, Todd Walker, entertainment, travel, and more. Hey Todd, what's new?
Welcome back to another edition of the Haberdasher's Couch, where you don't have to pay somebody to listen to you. And I tell you what, it's been at least 3 months.
No.
Todd would argue with me, but no, we covered pre-state fair stuff last time we talked.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of time.
Mr. Groucho here, but I'm here to make Todd happy today because, you know, Todd has been traveling for a couple months, a month, something like that.
Yeah, like 3.5 weeks out of the 4 weeks.
And tell me your position with Viking. What were you doing for them?
For Viking, one of my trips for Viking is they always have last-minute invitations. So I was in the south of France for a week in Provence and
yeah.
Avignon. Am I pronouncing that right?
You are actually, yeah.
And that whole region. So I was on a ship. It was a private charter with about 100 people, and I interviewed people, did a lot of filming, took advantage of the area, showed people like the beauty of it for this private travel company, and entertained people a little bit. Did some MC work on the private yacht. It was called the Aurora, I think it was.
Yep.
So and then I went to answer your question, and then I went. I'm on the ship, and then I get an invitation from Viking saying, we are celebrating our 25th anniversary, and we'd love to have you come to the anniversary celebration. And we are christening one of our ships after Anne Bancroft, who's going to be there. And of course, I know Anne from she grew up in St. Paul, and so I've known her for years and her family. Would you like to come? And it's next week. So I got home, and I was home for like 2 days, and then jumped on a plane and went to Amsterdam.
So Viking was founded in 1997, right? So it's a destination-focused ship.
Well, they have sea ships. They have river ships and the expedition ships. So expedition ships is kind of the new direction that Viking's going. It's kind of the new direction in cruising. Period. A lot of the companies are doing that. So yeah, it was. They do an unbelievably great job, and Anne christened it. And their ceremonies, when something like a christening happens, is over the top. Singers. They have orchestra, violin players, and it's very ceremonial. And Anne was very pleased to be the godmother, and her expedition partner, Liv Anderson.
They're the first women to make it.
To the North Pole.
North Pole,
Liv, Arneson. She was also there, so she's christening one of the other expedition ships.
Cool.
Yep.
And so, tell me a little bit about that event that took place to celebrate the 25th anniversary. Did you actually get on? You were on the ship? And
we were on the ship, and they have a big ceremony in the front, and a lot of press, and a lot of things going on, a lot of entertainment, a lot of activity, and then of course the cracking of the ceremonial bottle on the side of the ship.
Did it take you somewhere? The ship take you somewhere?
Then we went on kind of a voyage with 3 of their premium ships, one of their river boats, and then one on the expedition ship, and then one of their sea ships, and we did kind of I'm not looking for the word convoy, and more of the 3 of us are floating down the...
Like a flotilla.
Well, there's a better word than that. And then so we're floating through Amsterdam, and have you been to Amsterdam before?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's probably one of my. If people often ask me, as doing travel writing, some of my favorite places would be Amsterdam as a place I could live, and I could live in Bergen, Norway. And
so isn't Amsterdam like this place that people they escape to because are they lax rules, or what's going on in Amsterdam?
It's a little bit more, I guess, lax rules. I wouldn't call it liberal. And everybody's on bicycles, and everybody's on electric bikes.
So it's lifestyle.
And it's everything's on canals. Yeah, but it's a very beautiful place. I like it a lot personally. And the south of France is amazing. Then I came back, and I was home for a night, and I had a travel assignment in southern Indiana. I don't know if you've ever been to southern Indiana before.
I've always wanted to go to southern Indiana.
Well, okay. So I was in a place called French Lick, and probably one of the most beautiful hotel properties I've stayed at.
Yeah.
French Lick is best known for that is where Larry Bird is from. And so I went to his high school and stood around on his basketball court that he was famous for. And the hotel is called the West Baden Hotel, and it's just an absolutely amazing, elaborate structure. Beautiful golf courses. I went out and did skeet shooting, and didn't do too poorly. So yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Cool. And now we're talking coming back to Minnesota. It's leaf time, huh?
Yes, it's fall colors. Now everybody, of course, in Minnesota just thinks they know the best spots for the beauty of the changing colors in the autumn. And we do have some guests in our audience today, so I'm going to ask them. We have Patrick and Michael. So Patrick, tell us where you would take people, and I'll just repeat it because the mic's up here. Where would you take people?
Winona, out in the Bluffs. Went to college at St. Mary's. Love that area. It's just beautiful in the fall.
All right, so Patrick says that his favorite place is in Winona along the bluffs. There's usually eagle sightings that are down there as well.
Yeah, Winona's
and
crazy.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And Michael, what about you?
Highway 61 north of Duluth.
Highway 61 north in Duluth
Yeah,
is
so North
Michael's.
Shore.
Yep, that is probably. I would say those are probably the two most beautiful spots. Last year I had the opportunity. I think you were up there around the same time.
Yeah.
To be up in the Grand Marais area and.
Yeah, so we got North Shore, Itasca Park, Mississippi River Valley, St. Croix River Valley, Iron Range, Lake Mille Lacs, Lake Woods County.
Okay, but for the people that do not want to leave the Twin Cities and this weekend or next, they just want to explore.
Yep. It's happening.
And look
quick.
at some of the beautiful leaves. I sent you some of the places that are probably best in the Twin Cities.
Yep.
Probably the number one spot is often considered along the Mississippi and the Minnesota River.
Right.
Right here in
Yep,
town. That is absolutely beautiful. A lot, especially going over to Cherokee Park, there's some beautiful spots there. Now, you've spent a lot of time down in Red Wing. Would you say that's a beautiful spot?
And the leaves are already there. You know, if you try, I'm going up north this weekend, and really, they're just peaking up there now. So you got about a week window where it starts to diminish every week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but so I love going around Lake Pepin. Lake Pepin is over to let's see, that would be Winona,
like over to Stockholm and that area.
Yeah, all that.
Did you know that Stockholm was just rated in the top 5 as one of the most charming towns in the United States? Michael, Patrick, have you ever been there?
Yeah, it is.
Stockholm is pretty amazing. They have the best pie.
There goes my pie secret. I mean, I don't want anybody to know about Stockholm because that's where I get my pie.
But I mean, out of
from,
all of the cities, like
Yeah.
even the Northeast and some of those great locations around the country, I think it's pretty amazing that Stockholm would be that tiny little Stockholm. But it is quite beautiful.
It's really cute. So we're going to be covering, now that you're back, we'll be covering, we're going to head into November, obviously.
Yep.
And we got some Thanksgiving events.
Yep.
But then we also have some Christmas stuff coming up for December too.
Right, so we are going to do a couple segments right here in the store. Get some of your holiday shopping done early. I'm going to take you around the store, show you some of the items that you're going to share with me, so the audience can also maybe do some online ordering or can come into the store. And then we're also going to take you down to Red Wing to check out Anthony's store in Red Wing that has just recently
opened up. Yes.
So we're going to give you a tour of that as well.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you're back because now I feel better.
Okay.
And you feel
a little bit more relaxed.
More relaxed. Good.
Yes.
Well, thanks for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the Haberdasher's Couch.